Jessica's scream cut through the air like glass shattering. One moment, she was smiling at the dolphins, her tiny hands reaching for the water, and the next, she was gone. Dragged beneath the surface, the blue pool turned into a nightmare. Her mother's cries shook the stands, her father leapt forward, but no one could see Jessica. Seconds felt like hours. The crowd stood frozen, praying, as Jessica's dolphin accident unfolded before their eyes. A chilling question gripped every soul there: would she ever rise again? Jessica's scream cut through the air like glass shattering. One moment, she was smiling at the dolphins, her tiny hands reaching for the water, and the next, she was gone. Dragged beneath the surface, the blue pool turned into a nightmare. Her mother's cries shook the stands, her father leapt forward, but no one could see Jessica. Seconds felt like hours. The crowd stood frozen, praying, as a chilling question gripped every soul there: would she ever rise again? It was supposed to be a perfect Saturday. The sun was warm, the air was filled with the excited chatter of families, and Jessica, just 9 years old, had been begging all week to see the dolphins. She had even braided her hair that morning, telling her mom, "I want the dolphins to think I look pretty." Her innocence lit up the day, and her parents had smiled, never imagining that in just a few hours, they would be screaming her name in terror. As the show began, Jessica leaned over the railing, laughing as the dolphins leapt high into the air, spraying water that glistened like diamonds in the sunlight. But then, a trainer invited her closer. "Would you like to feed one?" he asked kindly. Jessica's face lit up with pure joy, and her parents nodded, proud of their brave little girl. Northwest One noticed how close she had stepped. No one saw the danger until it was too late. A dolphin, stronger than anyone expected, lunged for the fish in her hand, and with a powerful splash, Jessica slipped forward. Her small body hit the water with a thud, and then she disappeared beneath the ripples. Gasps echoed through the stadium. Someone screamed. Her mother clutched the railing, her voice breaking as she shouted, "Jessica! My baby!" Her father tried to climb down, but staff pulled him back, yelling that it was too dangerous. The water churned violently, the dolphins circling, their sleek bodies slicing through the pool, and somewhere in that chaos, Jessica was struggling to breathe. Children in the stands cried. Grown men covered their mouths. Seconds felt like years. The world seemed to stop, every eye locked on that water. Her tiny shoe floated to the surface, spinning slowly, as if mocking the helplessness that gripped everyone's hearts. And then, silence. The water grew still, eerily calm, but Jessica did not appear. Her mother's knees buckled, her father roared with desperation, and the crowd whispered the unthinkable. Had they just witnessed a little girl's final moments? The silence was unbearable. All that remained on the water's surface was a ripple and Jessica's tiny shoe spinning slowly like a cruel reminder of how fragile life could be. Her mother's hands trembled against the railing, her voice breaking with every scream. "Jessica! Please! Somebody do something!" The crowd shifted restlessly, but no one dared to move. A lifeguard dove in, his whistle still hanging from his neck. He sliced through the water with urgency, but the pool was enormous, the dolphins darting everywhere, their sleek bodies vanishing and reappearing in flashes of silver. The trainer shouted directions, his voice shaking. "Check the far side. Look under the dock." Every second was a knife twisting deeper into her parents' hearts. Jessica's father pushed past security, nearly throwing himself into the pool. His eyes were wild, his chest heaving, as if he could dive straight into the depths and drag his daughter back himself. "That's my baby in there," he roared. Tears blurred his vision, but two guards held him back. His knees gave out, but his arms reached helplessly toward the water. Minutes passed like hours. The air was thick with dread. Mothers in the audience pulled their own children closer, clutching them as though they might vanish too. Strangers whispered prayers. Some wept openly. This was not entertainment anymore, it was a nightmare unfolding in real time. Then, movement. A flash beneath the surface. The lifeguard's hand shot out. For a split second, hope surged like a flame. The crowd gasped, holding its collective breath. He surfaced, dragging a small body upward, her hair plastered to her face. It was Jessica. But her lips were pale. Her eyes were closed. Her tiny arms dangled lifelessly in the lifeguard's grip. No. No, 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 her mother's scream pierced the air as she collapsed to the ground. Her father tried to break free again, his voice cracking as he shouted her name. The lifeguard swam furiously to the edge, lifting Jessica onto the platform with trembling arms. Trainers surrounded her, their faces drained of color. One began CPR immediately, pressing on her fragile chest, whispering, "Come on, sweetheart, breathe. Please breathe." Every push was a battle against silence. Every second stretched like eternity. The only sound was her mother's sobbing, echoing across the arena. Children turned away, unable to watch. Some adults closed their eyes, unable to bear the sight of a child slipping away. And then, her small body jerked. A weak cough sputtered from her lips, followed by a faint gurgle of water. For a moment, the crowd erupted with relief. Her mother stumbled forward, screaming her daughter's name with desperate joy. But Jessica did not open her eyes. Her breaths were shallow, fading. And as the trainer shook his head gravely, the dreadful truth returned like a wave crashing over broken hearts. Jessica was alive, but barely. The ambulance doors slammed shut, sirens piercing the air as Jessica's mother clung to her daughter's tiny hand. Her father sat stiffly on the other side, his fists pressed against his forehead, tears streaming down his face. Jessica lay between them, her chest rising only slightly with each strained breath, wires and oxygen tubes surrounding her small frame. Her mother whispered through trembling lips, "Stay with me, baby. Please don't leave me." She stroked Jessica's damp hair, praying that her little girl could hear her. Every bump of the ambulance made her heart jolt, every flicker of the monitor felt like a countdown. By the time they arrived at the hospital, doctors rushed her into the emergency room. The parents were pulled back, forced to wait behind double doors. Jessica's father slammed his fists against the wall, his voice raw. "She's all we have. Don't let her die." His wife collapsed into a chair, sobbing uncontrollably, clutching the small braid Jessica had begged her to do that morning. Hours passed like years. Every time the door opened, they jumped, praying for good news. Instead, nurses hurried in and out, their faces grim, avoiding eye contact. The weight of silence pressed on them until breathing felt impossible. Finally, a doctor emerged. His face was pale, his eyes heavy. Jessica's mother stood, nearly falling to her knees. "Tell me she's okay. Please. Tell me she's okay." The doctor sighed. "She swallowed too much water. Her lungs are weak. We are doing everything we can, but she is not waking up." The words shattered them. Jessica's father turned away, punching the wall until his knuckles bled. Her mother crumbled to the floor, whispering, "No, no, no, she was just laughing this morning." Inside that cold hospital room, Jessica lay motionless, machines keeping her alive. A teddy bear sat by her side, placed there by a nurse who could not bear the sight of such innocence slipping away. Tubes surrounded her face, but even in that fragile state, she looked like an angel asleep. Her parents were finally allowed in. Her mother pressed her forehead to Jessica's hand, tears falling onto the bedsheet. "Do you remember, baby? You wanted the Dolphins to think you looked pretty today. You braided your hair so carefully." Her voice cracked. "You have to wake up so you can tell them yourself." Her father sank into the chair beside her, holding her other hand. For the first time in years, he prayed aloud. "God, take me instead. Please, not my daughter. She's just a child. Please let her open her eyes." The room was filled with the sound of machines and broken sobs. And then, in the quietest moment, Jessica's small fingers twitched. Her mother gasped, lifting her head. "Jessica. Jessica, can you hear me?" The heart monitor beeped louder, faster. Doctors rushed back in, shouting instructions. Her father gripped her hand tighter, whispering, "Stay with us, baby girl. Stay with us." Her lips parted slightly. Her mother leaned in, praying to hear a word. And in the faintest, trembling whisper, Jessica's voice broke through the silence. "Mommy, Mommy," the word was barely a whisper, but it shattered the silence of that cold hospital room. Jessica's mother froze, then burst into sobs of joy, pressing her lips against her daughter's hand. "I'm here, baby. I'm right here." Her father leaned in, tears pouring freely. You scared us half to death, princess. But you're safe now. You're safe. Doctors rushed to check her vitals, astonished that she had spoken at all. One nurse whispered to another, "Children are stronger than we think. This little one is fighting with everything she's got." Jessica's eyes fluttered open, the room's harsh lights reflecting in her weak gaze. She tried to breathe, each inhale shallow and raspy, but her lips curved into the faintest smile when she saw her parents' faces. Her mother stroked her cheek, whispering, "Rest, sweetheart. Don't worry about anything else. We've got you." Over the next days, Jessica remained fragile, drifting in and out of sleep. But slowly, miraculously, she grew stronger. Every time her eyes opened, her parents whispered prayers of thanks. Nurses often paused in the hallway just to watch, tears in their eyes, as Jessica's mother read stories aloud, or her father sang softly, promising her that life still had so many beautiful moments waiting. News of the accident spread. Families who had been at the Dolphin Park that day sent cards and flowers. Strangers who had only read about it online sent prayers, saying they had cried for a little girl they had never met. Jessica, without even knowing it, had touched the hearts of thousands. Finally, after weeks in the hospital, the doctor entered with a smile. "She's ready to go home." Jessica's mother broke down in tears, hugging the man's hands. Her father kissed his daughter's forehead, whispering, "We're never letting go of you again." The day she left the hospital, Jessica wore the same dress she had begged to wear to the Dolphin Park. But this time, she walked slowly, holding her parents' hands. The nurses lined the hallway, applauding softly, some wiping tears from their eyes. When they stepped outside, Jessica looked up at the sky, her little voice barely more than a whisper. "Mommy, Daddy. I think the dolphins were just playing. Maybe they didn't mean to hurt me." Her parents looked at each other, broken but proud of the innocence in her heart. Even after everything she had suffered, Jessica's soul still chose forgiveness. That night, as Jessica lay safe in her bed, her mother watched her sleep and whispered, "You reminded the world today that miracles are real. And you reminded us never to take a single moment for granted." Jessica's dolphin accident had shaken everyone, but what happened afterward left them with tears, hope, and a lesson that would echo forever. Life is fragile, love is everything, and miracles do happen when we hold on.